Probably should have told everyone in the Telegram group that I was going live, actually. Damn. Well, hopefully they've got the notifications put on. Del Molino says hello already. Can you hear me okay, mate? You may wonder why these videos, why I'm just staring at the screen for like 30 seconds. Robert's Tribe says, hey man, welcome to the live video. And that's because you click stream on YouTube, it actually has this little dot here. And at first it says not streaming. So you just look at it and you wait for it to go green. But the time you've been looking at it, it's recording that whole time, and there's obviously a bit of a delay. So bit weird, bit unusual, because obviously you don't know whether you are live or not. Anyway, that's just me blabbering. Live and clear. Hey Glenn, that's from Shazad66. Russell says something wrong here, Glenn. What's up, Russell? What's going on? What's your boggle? Snapping. Sapning. Slick Afro says sapping. I've never seen that phrase. Not much. How did you get on with the Tron research? I'm getting Jack. I can't hear you. You are muted. Oh. How do I sort that out on my phone? Oh, Mango. Well, welcome anyway. If you're obviously credits hit exchange today, did you get any? Talk about today's topics, please. All right, calm down. Welcome to BitGlen. My name's Glenn. This is my cryptocurrency journey. I'm trying to vlog this as I go along. Obviously, I'm learning, so you're following that journey with me, and I hope along the way you guys learn something, I learn something, you guys help me out. So we're building up a bit of a community. I've got a Telegram group chat which you can join. It's completely free. There's no shilling. There's no sales pitches in there. You can click on the description down below and you can feel free to join that. And if you want to join in conversation, I'll always try and reply back to people. If not, there's people in there that chat all day long. People from all around the world, so my phone goes off like generally all night long. So now I have to put it in do not disturb mode because my wife started kicking off. She was like, why are you getting so many messages? But it's just constantly non-stop. So sometimes I actually click, you know, if I'm out and about, I turn off notifications. So my phone literally isn't going like vibrating in my pocket. And then I just try and catch up later that day or, you know, when I'm free. So when MVM payouts? Good question. That is a good question. So today obviously is meant to be, well, I say today, yesterday should have been the day that the Bitcoin private hard fork happened and everyone's is Big Ching in the house, Team BitGlen. I actually blocked him for obvious reasons. Not that I had anything against him, but you know, the conversation was getting into a dark place that I didn't really want to expose people to. So, you know, that's up to him. Yeah, what was I going to say? Where was I going, guys? Yeah, so it was meant to come out yesterday. This experience has taught me that when someone says a hard fork is going to happen, generally they mean either on or after that date, not actually at that date. They said it was going to be yesterday, but as of today, which is Saturday night, everyone's saying, yeah, it's live. So I'll show you where we're at the minute. So if you go over to the Bitcoin private page, I've tried having a little read about it. There's not too much on there about the wallets and stuff. So you go over to their Twitter page, because they generally post on there quite regularly. And where am I? Let's search Bitcoin private. That's the one we want. They've put fork is finished. Mainnet has launched. Hooray! Woohoo! The fork is finished. Read the following Reddit post to start getting started. The Bitcoin private fork will soon begin, blah, blah, blah. They seem to have removed the post. Just below this one, it did say, oh, the Mac version is live. It's on there, but they've removed it now. But anyway, I've gone through to this Reddit page. You've got the different types of wallets here. It tells you a bit about it, the mining, and how do I claim, and it gives you a step-by-step guide. Try and only click the official link. There's a load of scam artists that are trying to mimic this page. When you click through it, you're going to download their software and they're going to ask you for your private keys. As soon as you give them that, they can have access to your Z Classic or Bitcoin wallet and they're going to try and withdraw everything. So only go through the official channels with Bitcoin private. So anyway, I've clicked on Electrum wallet. Because that's for Windows. Oh, it's on there now. Yes. Before, I literally sat there. Oh my God. I was going to do this live video probably an hour ago because everyone was saying, yeah, it's live, and I'm getting my Bitcoin private. And I thought, yes, I want to get involved in this straight away. But the only one they didn't have was Mac. They had Windows and they had a Linux one. I actually downloaded both of them just to prove you. Look, see, I downloaded both versions. Neither of them worked, obviously. But I thought, oh, maybe on an off chance, maybe the Windows one is the same on Mac. I don't know. But now they've actually done that. And I literally just checked this. Before I clicked go live, I checked it one more time and it wasn't on there. So this has happened while I've been talking. So, sorry, I got really excited there, didn't I? I'm not going to be able to set this wallet up while I'm doing this live video, unfortunately. Because it's going to ask me for my private keys, which obviously, unless there was a way that I could share that on a YouTube video without obviously compromising myself, then I would. But the second I load that up, the whole world is going to see my private key. To install, copy it into applications. Copy. No, that's not right. I want to go to... Oh, fucking thing. Won't load up. Fantastic. Let's minimize this then. Let's clear that. Ah. Let's close that. Open that. Applications. Paste item. It's disappeared. Oh no, here we go. There it is. Electrum. So now with Max, you need to go to tells you on here actually. Shouldn't really be doing this, I suppose. Well, for your apps from the App Store and identified developers. Security preferences. Right, what are you guys saying? Please be safe while live. One streamer today leaked his whole crypto passwords. Litecoin. How's it going, bruv? Yeah, you should have 2 separate screens for things like this. Yeah, that would be awesome, actually. I'd love to have 2 screens. Unfortunately, obviously, I'm on a bit of a budget. I'm doing this on my laptop. I should still be able to... I won't be able to put my private key in, but I'll try and set up the wallet at least. Security and privacy. Hopefully this isn't giving away information. Open anyway. Open. Select a server menu or auto connect. Auto connect. Bitcoin private Electrum wallet. So we're going to call it Glen's BTCP. Next. Import BTCP addresses or private keys. So that's actually the one you want. So I don't know, for purposes of showing you guys, obviously you've just seen me do the process. I've downloaded the wallet, I've installed the wallet, now I'm setting it up. And what you want to do is you want to click import BTC addresses, click next, and you want to enter in your private keys, which you'll get from the Electrum wallet, which you would get if you open this up. This is my Electrum wallet, Z Classic wallet. You want to go to wallet, you want to go to private keys and export. As soon as you click export, it opens up a notepad document and it lists all your private keys. From what I understand, you only need the top one, the main one. The rest are associated accounts with that wallet. I have actually I've copied, oh no, because I've copied that now. So I would have to actually load it up. Yeah, it's a shame I haven't got two screens, to be honest, because I'd love to set this up in front of you. Unless I end this video and start it again. Like, do it quick, because it would literally, I just got to copy and paste. And then come back into it. And then my Bitcoin private should be on there. What do you reckon? What do you reckon I should do, guys? What's this? Do you have an iPad? I do, but I don't think it's charged up. Yeah, you should have two separate screens. Yeah, end it. It would be cool to show you guys the actual, you know, Bitcoin being in there. So I'm going to end this live video and I'm going to literally copy and paste my private keys into this box here. So for you that have watched this up to this point, we'll start email yourself. I don't know how I could do that without compromising myself, obviously being live. Obviously if this was a video I pre-recorded, I could have done all this and then set it up, but being live is a bit harder. We'll send you a link to software that lets you sync iPad as an extended monitor. Oh, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm going to end this video, guys, like I just said, and I'm literally going to copy and paste my address in there, and then that should be that done. It should sync up and should only take a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to start a live video again. So if you stick around, if you literally go and put the kettle on, make yourself a brew, we can all donate to Glenn for another display. That would be awesome. Oh, actually, while we're here, PJ actually donated some Litecoin to me, and I said, what do you want me to do with that money? It's completely your choice. And I thought he was going to tell me to like reinvest it in, I don't know, like put it into some coin or something like that. But he actually said, buy your kids some ice cream. So here's my little girl eating a Twister lolly, and I bought the older ones some Ben & Jerry's and some Dime Bar ice cream. So I done what he said. These were like, I don't know, that Ben & Jerry's in the UK anyway is about £5 a tub. The Dime Bar one was probably £2.50. Then the Twister thing. So I did spend like a good £10–12 on ice cream. So bearing in mind it's like -4 here in the UK at the minute, but I did it. My wife said, why do you want me to get ice cream? And I said, because PJ told me to. She went, who the hell is PJ? I went, some guy off YouTube. Don't worry about it. So yeah, anyway, that was a little story I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to end this video and then start it up again with the Bitcoin private being in my wallet, and I can show you guys that then. So I'll see you in literally 2 minutes, guys. Bye. Is live stream over? Now, I don't know how this works. Obviously, if you've literally just clicked on this video, while I was recording my last video, so go back and watch that, it's only a couple of minutes long. The Mac version, which obviously I'm on a Mac, version of the wallet got released while I was halfway through the live video. Unfortunately, to actually transfer my Bitcoin private across, it required my private keys, which I couldn't really post on a live video. So I've literally just ended the video, copy and pasted my private key from my Z Classic wallet, which was there at the time of the snapshot of the fork. I've just pasted that into the private keys of the Bitcoin private wallet, and yeah, I'll show you guys that. See, can you? I don't know if this has made this one long video, like if it's combined the two videos together, or if it's going to make two separate videos. I'd love it if it was just one video, because then to you guys watching back, it will just look like it cut in and out. But I want to know if you guys are still here. Is anyone out there? Can someone message? I want to make sure I'm not looking at the wrong chat box. We've got people joining. We've got 13 people joining. Is live stream over? Hey, there they are. eKill says here. Fire says hey. My live stream's gone yellow. Don't know what that means. Yep, all fine. Awesome. So I've actually done it. I told you that was quick, wasn't it? All fine. So this is my Z Classic wallet, just to show you. So what I done was, for anyone that doesn't know, what you want to do is, and I'll repeat myself again because I know someone's going to message in a minute saying, Glenn, how did you get your finger across? You want to go to, this is an Electrum Z Classic wallet, which I downloaded through the Z Classic website. You click wallet, you go to private keys, export, and then it will bring up a little notepad, literally it's so basic, document with all your private keys that are associated with that wallet and those transactions, yeah? So once you've copy and pasted, now I only copied the top one, the very first one. You'll see like about 30 of them. I only copied the top one. So then I loaded up the new wallet, which is the Bitcoin private wallet, and you can see here, Glen BTCP, and there it is, 3.16, and if we look at my Ethereum one, 3.16, exactly the same, one for one, perfect. So when I clicked on this, I followed the steps just as you know, you guys saw up to. I clicked on import from private keys. Then it asked me to copy and paste the key, and that's literally all I've done. I just highlighted the top one, copy, went into the next one, paste. And that's it. It loaded up literally within seconds. It says synced with the network. I've sort of double checked it. Oh, I don't know if I should be showing all that. So it seems to have worked. I wonder who sold BTC and how much. It dropped like 200 nearly instantly. So we're talking about the markets now. So let's have a little look while we're on here. Bitcoin has steadily gone up throughout the day, actually. It was at 11.1, 11.2. Then it worked its way up to 11.5 just a little while ago. But as Shazad's 66 and Fryer, so they both just mentioned that Bitcoin's dropped. It's gone down to 11.3. I've said in my videos recently, Bitcoin seems to be on a trend at the minute. It works its way up to 11,000 and then it slows down a bit, 11.1, 11.2, and I've said in the past, it gets to about 11.5, between 11.5 and 11.8, and you think, yes, it's going to go past the 12k mark, and then it just tanks back down to like 10, not, you know, 9,800, 10, 10.2, somewhere around that figure, and then slowly builds its way back up again over a week. Obviously, if I was a day trader, I suppose, every time it gets to 11.5, I would probably like buy, well, right now you would exchange your money for probably Monero, because that's the one that goes up quite a bit at the minute because of the hard fork coming up. But you know, put it into something else, even USDT, or convert it into US dollars through GDAX or something. Wait for it to drop back down to like 9.8, buy more, and then watch it go up to 11.5, sell it. Then that's, you know, That's where. Was flatlining for a while. Evening chaps. Gareth's joined the conversation. Get in the Gareth. Sundays are always shit. LOL. Yeah, weekends are actually normally typically bad for cryptocurrency. But I actually put in the group Telegram group chat this morning. Bitcoin's on a rise even on a Saturday. What's up with that? And everyone, agreed and said, yeah, weekends are normally shit for. So yeah, it is unusual that it's gone up this much actually. So we shall see where that's going to end up by Monday morning. I'd love to see Bitcoin get past the 12k because that means I've made more money. But realistically, I think once it gets past that 12k, then we're out of that realm of I sort of just assumed once it's got to 11.5 to 11.8, it would drop. Anyway, that's what I've had in my head. Maybe completely wrong. Might go up to 12k tonight. Might go up there tomorrow or Monday. But that's what I've had in my head. That's what's been happening now for what we saying a month. I don't know, something like that. Even before the big dip, it was happening before that, and then we had a really big dip. It got to like 11.5 or whatever, and then it went down to 6. And then it worked. Obviously, it's worked its way back up. Now it's back to 11.5. Will it keep going up, or will it dip again? Now, the reason for I was watching Crypto Daily. He made a really good point that the dominance, BTC dominance, has gone up. So what I mean by that is if you take all the cryptocurrencies put together, so all of these coins, which is like 1,600 now, I believe, you add all that up, you would say 41% of the market cap of all the coins is actually in Bitcoin. So this figure here, that did drop down to about 34%, something like that, I believe, from my memory. But it's gone up to 41%. But no new money has come in. The market cap has actually stayed around the $450 billion or whatever that figure is. So that stayed the same, but Bitcoin dominance gone up. Now, the only way that can happen is if everyone is selling their other coins and converting them all back into Bitcoin. So whether that's people are losing faith in altcoins, whether people believe Bitcoin's going to go on a bit of a bull run, for whatever reason, everyone's converting their coins into Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin dominance has gone up, which is good news. Obviously, it's pushed the price up. Will it stay like that? We'll have to see, I suppose. And I was thinking about this today, like new money coming into it, new people. I don't hear many. Obviously, I hear a lot of people talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because I've got a group chat, I've got a YouTube channel about it. I get lots of questions every day. Lots of people saying, "Glenn, look into this, look into this." But in terms of like friends, family, news, news articles online, Facebook, I don't see much advertised. Whereas when Bitcoin was on its rise, my Facebook was all Bitcoin, 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 everywhere. So, and I can imagine that obviously when that was happening, a lot of normal people obviously set up a Coinbase account, probably put in $100, $200. The price of Bitcoin went up to like, $20,000. People thought, God, this is never going to end. It's going to go up to 50k. And then obviously it dropped to 50%. So all them people, there might be people out there that put in 10k. They're putting 5k, and all of a sudden now their money's worth 2.5, or literally half of whatever they put in. Them type of people are going to be like, this is fucking scam. This is a rip-off. This is this is fucking. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin. I put some money in and I've lost half of all my money. Really, and then you're hoping. Then you're thinking, well, I hope it goes up. And they're going to tell their friends, well, I fucking put some money in that Bitcoin. I lost half my money. And other people are going to go, oh, really? Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I won't do that. It's too risky. I won't do that. So I think it's going to take a little while for new people to come back in, which obviously it has been 3 or 4 months since that happened. Once I think Bitcoin goes, starts getting back up in price, those people may still have their Bitcoin in their Coinbase wallet, but they're not thinking Satoshis and stuff like that, like me and most of you are. They're just looking at the, you know, on Coinbase it says big massive writing how much your coins are worth, like all in total. They're looking at their US dollar or their British pounds and saying, oh, my Bitcoin's gone back up now. It's back up to, you know, I put in £1,000. I've now got 600. Oh, so it's going back up. And once it gets past what they put in, so maybe once Bitcoin's back up to 18, 19K, I think then people will start going, oh, do you know what? I'm making a bit of money off this. Only a small bit, but hey, look, have you tried? You don't want to miss out on this. It's gone from 10K to 18K, yada, yada, yada. And then that's when new people are going to be like, yeah, he's right actually. Oh, well, if James is fucking, if he's made 200 quid, he's an idiot. I'm sure I can make more money than that. I'm going to put in £1,000. I'm going to put, and that's when we'll start seeing a lot more money come in. And then obviously that I assume that's going to pump it massively. It's going to skyrocket. But that's a big ask. You're saying, you know, from where we're at now at 11.5 to get up to really 19.5. So you're asking for another 8K on top without massive hype, which I think it's going to take a while, you know, guys. I don't think this is going to be a, you know, oh, next week there's a massive pump in Bitcoin. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know, but that's just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let's have a look. What are you guys saying? Wait a sec. We came from BTC 6. Let's hold on for a while at 10K. I'm always, yeah, well, there's them people that bought when it did dip down to 6K, and obviously they're laughing. They're like, ooh, they've doubled their money because, you know, $700 more, you've doubled your money, haven't you? So, yeah, ooh, getting. Russell says, I'm always up late, well early, certainly 4 a.m. You might be surprised to see 8 again. 8K, Russell says, that's my situation. What, you lost half your money, Raw, with the dip? I suppose, really, I should have been in that bracket because I bought about $1,700 worth of Bitcoin, but I transferred mine into Hashflare and Envian. I put in, obviously, as you guys know, I bought Envian tokens. So really, I've been sheltered or shielded from all this dip because unless, well, obviously with Hashflare, I was just reinvesting. So to me, didn't really matter too much because I weren't seeing anything. I wasn't gaining anything. Obviously, Envian, I invested in them day one. Their ICO went on for a month, which obviously was until January the 14th, if I remember rightly. So, obviously, that's when the dip was happening. It was dropping loads. And I was sort of thinking, God, I'm glad I didn't keep hold of my... I'm glad this dip's happening now, not a month prior, because obviously Envian, to get the tokens, were in US dollars terms. So whatever Bitcoin or Ethereum was worth on that day, then that's how many tokens you would have got in US dollars term. Obviously, I bought Envian tokens when US dollar worth of Bitcoin was very high. I hope I make sense with that. I might be confusing some people, but you know, I felt like I sort of dodged the bullet. You know, Keanu Reeves, I leant back. But then obviously it has affected me, I suppose, because like I was talking in my Hashflare video yesterday, when you do your predictions and your estimates and your calculations of what Bitcoin you're going to get from Hashflare or mining, you know, you could have an Antminer S9, you could have a GPU set up. You're thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to generate, and I know, like, say, my brother-in-law, he bought a GPU on a 0% APR over 12 months plan, and he said, Glenn, I'm going to plug it into thingy, and I'm going to mine it, and it's going to pay for itself. You know, I'm going to earn £700 worth to pay for it before the 12 months is up. Now, he's done that. Prices have all dramatically dropped. Difficulties have gone up, so you might be thinking, shit, I might not get this done before the 12 months. So it does affect everyone. But for me, I just felt like, right, I've got my MVN tokens. I've got to wait until they go live. Um, I've got my hash flare. I'm reinvesting every day, so I'll just sit back and relax. Um, and that was it, really. I thought, right, that's it. That's me done now. I've always said, only invest what you're willing to wake up one day and just realise you've lost. So Raw's put on here, yep, put in 2,500, only got 500 of BTC and only 1,000 now in alts. So you've lost £1,000 obviously since you invested in. So you came into it when it was obviously spiking, and now we're at that bottom bit. So that is frustrating. I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm sure that's the same with loads of people. Now, obviously, if we're talking about alts and day trading, mining, um, hard forks, getting free coins, airdrops. Obviously, we're in the community, so we're looking at ways of like accumulating either more coin or making money other ways, making US dollars other ways. But I'm talking about like my wife or my friend Gareth or my friend Nick, they all laughed at me when I said, oh, I'm going to get involved in this Bitcoin thing. And they're like, ha ha ha, what do we need fucking Bitcoin for? What's that all about? Now, them type of people, if they was to put in £1,000 or $500 and they lost 50% of it within the space of a week, they'd think, what a pile of fucking shit. I wish I'd bought, I wish I bought a TV with that, or I wish, and those people are going to have that in their head and they're going to go, this Bitcoin thing's shit. They're going to tell all their friends that, they're going to tell their partners that, they're going to tell their mums and dads that. Yeah, I put £1,000 in that and I lost it. So that's going to be hard to overcome. And I don't believe that's going to happen until we start seeing the sort of levels we were at in December. So I'm not saying the full 19 and a half, but maybe 16, 17. Though, when we start getting to those sort of numbers, people that maybe left their Bitcoin in their Coinbase account, they're going to think, fucking hell, that's, it's lost half its value and it's gained it back. So it's a pretty safe bet, isn't it? Yeah, I might put in another. It's on a bull run at the minute. I might put in another 500 because I think this is going to go sky high. And then they're the people that are causing it to go sky high. So that's my prediction. I don't know. Obviously, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see if Bitcoin can actually get past 12k because it's been struggling for a long time now to do so. I got in at 8k but lost nearly all my winnings. Talking like a professional gambler, because I panicked when it dipped around a week ago, with fees, spreads, and so on being high for BTC buying. I should learn to hodl. What did you say? Are you implying then that you sold all your BTC, Fryer, and now what? Did you buy some more? I don't know what you mean by that. If you bought at 8k, you should be laughing right now if you've held on to it. I think that people need to take into account what Trump's new tariffs will mean. You saw with the Dow dropping the other day that money was coming out of manufacturing. Yeah, all these things I think are going to affect cryptocurrency because a lot of people have in their mind safe bets. So generally, overall, the rule is if anything's crashing, this is what I've picked up from news and media and friends that do stocks and shares. If the stock market starts to crash or go down, you buy gold, you buy oil. They're the two commodities that everyone goes to and they're safe havens, and they do go up and down a bit, but not massive amounts. So then you put that in and you wait for the market to recover. But now there's a new thing, there's a new kid on the block, and that's cryptocurrency. And I'm not saying people are dumping their money in their security, but if you're putting money into, say, I don't know, like shares, and they say this is going to go up 1% in the next 12 months to 18 months, or 2% or 3%, someone's going to look at cryptocurrency and go, what, Bitcoin goes up about 3% a day, or whatever. I know it doesn't, and I know it's low at the minute. But you know what I mean. Like, if you was that way inclined, you can look at loads of charts and spreads and technical analysis all at the same time. Anyway, you would be like, you would have bought some Nano today and sold your BTC, or you would have bought Monero the other day because went up sky high. But you see what I mean? Like there's a lot of money to be made in cryptocurrency, and a lot of people will be looking at that. But because of this big dip we've just had, people are like, whoa, I can lose 50% of my money in the space of 1 week. And they're right. You know, if I said to my wife, she said, Glenn, we could have gone on holiday with that money you've invested. And she's right, we could have done. And I said to her, well, you know, if I invest this £2,000, £2,500, whatever, you know, that's a very small chance. I know it's a small chance. I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to win the lottery, but there's a small chance that this could be a really big thing. And, you know, I could be reaping the benefits of that in a couple of years' time. That's my belief. Or we could go on holiday, which we'll really enjoy, and you know, but I'm sure we'll have another. We've got 2 holidays booked this year anyway, so screw her. But you know, you've got to be in it to win it. You've got to give it a try. If it's something you believe in, you've just, you know, I think you've got to go for it. I've never ever looked to getting into stocks and shares. One, because I don't understand it fully. I think I'm understanding it a bit better now because of cryptocurrency, but I just loved how open cryptocurrency was. It was like, Bitcoin doesn't care if you're black, white, Asian, male, female, 16, 60. You know, it's live 24/7. As long as you've got internet, you can look at this and go, right, okay, well, how do I get into Bitcoin? Go on to Google, how do I buy Bitcoin? You're probably going to be led to Coinbase. Right, register your credit and debit card. And there you go, you've bought some Bitcoin. You know, very, very easy process. And that it hooked me in. And the more I thought about it, the more my belief in the tech, you know, and what I think it can do for humanity, I've got a very strong feeling and that's literally all I've got to go on. I've just got a strong feeling that this sounds really geeky. When I was little, I watched Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, whatever it is, and there was the guy with the big fucking ears. You might all be thinking, what's he going on about? It was a program on years ago. Not that I'm a big Trekkie. I'm not really into Star Trek that much. I just remember watching it, and it just ticked in my mind. One day, they went to a bar, and they bought some drinks, and I thought, you know, oh, what's the chances of that planet accepting their fucking currency? Like, you know, and I always do that when I watch films. I criticise a lot, and I'm like, she wouldn't have made that. And they actually, oddly enough, I just remember because it was almost like the program read my mind, because someone come along and went, hey, what, how did you just pay for that? And he said, oh, this is universal credits. And that's what they called it. It was a little card that was like a little panel of glass, and he just gave it to the person beyond the bar. Obviously, they hadn't thought of contactless back then. But he said universal credit. So the point I'm trying to get at is that I think it's silly that we live in this world where we have, I don't know how many, but 40, 50 different currencies. Like, why? Obviously, you know, because of borders, you know, France has, well, not France, they're all part of the euro, but America has their currency, and where the line cuts off for Canada or Mexico, they have their own currencies, and I get that. Bitcoin is universal. Everyone can use it. Anyone can accept it. It can be bought and traded and sold, whatever. So to me, this is Star Trek's universal credit, you know, and that's what I've got in my mind. And that will create a world where everything's even and fair. All right, there's going to be corruption. There's still going to be people buying and selling these coins, stealing them, hacking them, forging sports bets, politics. There's still going to be all that. I don't think Bitcoin's going to change the world like that. But it will mean that the little man in Zimbabwe with his 0.001 of a Bitcoin, is going to be worth exactly the same amount as someone in a, rich country like America, a 25-year-old man with his 0.001 of a Bitcoin. It's going to be worth exactly the same amount of money. They're going to be able to buy exactly the same amount of stuff. They're going to be able to buy and sell, trade, day trade. They're going to be able to do exactly that. Creates equal opportunity. And at the minute, not a lot of people have that. 180 worldwide fiat currencies. Sorry if I'm getting deep in here. I'm literally thinking as I'm saying it. I've not pre-planned any of this, but that creates a environment of honest, fair trade, because you go to, and I don't know why I'm using Zimbabwe. I don't know what their currency's worth against a dollar and shit like that, but you go to somewhere like that and you say to them, look, here's 1,000 Zimbabwe dollars or whatever, go and buy this thing off Amazon. They're going to go, oh, well, actually, I need 20,000 Zimbabwe dollars or yen, Japanese yen, like, oh, yeah, we need 6 billion yen to buy a PS4. And I'm not saying their currency's worth less or as worth more or whatever, but it's going to create just a universal credit around the whole world, and everything is fair. And the way Bitcoin is run, you couldn't have that. You couldn't have I know everyone says, oh, the central bank controls the whole world and it controls all the money flow and everything like that. But these are shady organisations that we know nothing about and stuff like that. Whereas Bitcoin, you can trust Bitcoin so far. Whereas if you had a man or a company say, right, okay, we're all going to have the same currency around the whole world and we're going to be in charge of it. Everyone's going to go, hang on a minute, you're based in Iceland. Fuck that. What about Iceland have always hated Germany? So does that mean you're not going to give us the supply? All that sort of politics and stuff. Whereas Bitcoin, no one owns it. No, there's no central point. It can't be shut down. It can't be governed. It can't be controlled. So everyone around the world can have the same belief in it, the same value. That's my belief. What do you guys think? Am I talking absolute shit, or do you agree with me? If you don't like the stock market, just buy an index and leave it alone. I don't know what that means. See, I don't know what an index is. Sorry, James. Great approach. I had the same thinking. Cryptocurrency is highly volatile, but there is a chance of making something happen with small money. You won't be able to do that with holiday or shares. Exactly, Fryer. It is nice going on holidays, don't get me wrong. I love taking the kids away. But what if I could do more than that? What if I could say, right, kids, 20 years ago, if Bitcoin was worth like $1 million or whatever, I'd say, well, kids, we could be a millionaire now, and, obviously I'm getting old. I'd leave you all, 250,000 each or whatever the money is worth then. But your mum, we had a holiday. Do you remember that holiday? No, not really, Dad. Oh, you remember the one where we saw Mickey Mouse or whatever? They're going to be like, oh, well, I'd rather the fucking 250,000. Right, okay. So you have to have a bit of forward thinking, planning, and this could all blow up in my face. When Bitcoin dropped down to 6k, first person I told was my wife, because she was dead against it. She was saying, Glenn, you're putting in that 2.5 grand in this Bitcoin thing. That's all she calls it. What's going on with your Bitcoin thing? It could all crash tomorrow. It could be worth nothing. Who says it's worth that much? It could be worth nothing. And I say, yeah, do you know what, babe? You're right. But I'm going to give it a go. I'll take in what she says. But when it crashed, the first person I told was her. I said, babe, you said Bitcoin might crash one day. It's happened. And she went, why? Well, what's happened? I went, well, it was worth, I was saying to you, it's going to be worth 20,000 around Christmas time. Well, now it's worth 6. She went, oh, I told you so. I fucking told you. So you've lost all that money. We could have gone on. And I said, yeah, well, do you know what? And I've tried to keep it all separate. So before this all happened, I actually went online. I applied for a credit card. I got the credit card. And I said, right, this is our or my cryptocurrency money credit card. This is completely for me. This is separate. I'm not going to use any of our bill money. I'm not going to use any of our wages to pay or top up this card. I'm going to use it for cryptocurrency, and I'm going to try and make cryptocurrency pay it back. And she went, well, yeah, if it, if you think you can do it, go ahead. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I tried to keep it as separate from my family. Now, obviously, if cryptocurrency falls through the arse and it's worth zero, then obviously I'm going to have to use my own money to pay that credit card back, because that has to be paid at some point. But that is the mindset I've walked into cryptocurrency with. That 2,500, and a lot of people say to me, Glenn, why are you withdrawing your Hashflare money? Why are you looking to convert your Bitcoin into cash? Why not keep it? And I have had that mentality. I really, when I had that 0.1, if you've been following my journey from the beginning, I should have withdrew that money and converted it into cash like that day. But just part of me was like, I think Bitcoin's going to go up. I can just feel it. I bet the second I transfer it into British pounds, fucking Bitcoin's going to shoot up to 18k, and I'm going to be like, oh. So I left it, and obviously now Z Classic and Bitcoin Private's come along, and I put some money into that, and I've lost half my investment in this up until obviously today, when I've actually received the Bitcoin Private, but we don't know what that's worth yet. So, it's kept me in the game a bit, but I do plan to, that's why, again, I always say only invest what you're willing to lose. I was thinking, right, do you know what? When Bitcoin was worth 6 to 8k, the money I had in Hashflare, the 0.1 of a Bitcoin, was worth about $500. And I thought, right, I'm going to pay $500 off my credit card. So I've had $500 in my head the whole time. Now, obviously, with the price of Bitcoin going up, my 0.05 of a Bitcoin is still worth $500. So I'm in exactly the same place as I was when I made that withdrawal, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So in my mind, I'm in the same place. Financially, I can still pay £500 off my credit card. I've not used any of my money, the family money. The kids haven't missed out on anything because of it. That's my way of thinking. So I hope you guys understand that. A lot of people, though, are like, Glenn, don't do it. Don't sell it. Why, but you see where I'm coming from, hopefully. Hey, Glenn, love the videos. Keep up the great work. You actually got me to finally get into cloud mining. Thanks, mate. Derek Duran. Thanks, Derek. I have got I'm going to... Should I shield stuff? Hopefully use my link, but there is a Hashflare link down below. Click that and sign up to Hashflare if you want to. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you only invest what you're willing to lose. This isn't financial advice. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes, blah, 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 blah. And good luck, that's all I'd say. A lot of it is luck. We can sit here all day long and say, well, I say luck, but right, I am going to earn this much off Hashflare, like I did yesterday. Then they did the prices, then they did the 10% discount. Then I think, oh, actually, it's profitable now. Then the difficulty is sort of either hovered or it's lowered a bit. So I think, oh, it is, but then it only takes difficulty to go up, or price of Bitcoin to crash, or Hashflare fees to go back up. There's too many moving parts with cloud mining. I'm still positive on it. I'm quite happy. I would show you my account, but I'd need to log in and everything. But good luck with it all, and I hope you do really well. I hope you get more Satoshis than you could have just bought some Bitcoin today. No, I'm not going Zimbabwe. End up being cooked. Cryptocurrency is the future and its technology. In some countries in Africa, they need to handle 3 to 4 currencies to effectively do business. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't know about that sort of stuff, but I was watching this. Documentary on like BBC or something like that, and it was somewhere in Africa, and they don't use money because there's so much corruption and inflation and crime that they don't carry cash at all. What they do is they top up their mobile phones with pay-as-you-go credit. So they would put on there a tenner, you know, or 20 quid worth of pay-as-you-go credit. And they go to shops accept this. You can say, right, here's phone credit to the shop, and the shop will accept that off you, and they'll store the phone credit. You know, there'll be a shop owner who have, and it's like a tiny little Samsung, you know, one of them cheap Samsungs that just have the 1 to 9 with the, you know, like snake on it or whatever. And they trade that. And I was thinking, that's crazy. How did, and they were saying, I think it was Vodafone or one of them, they were like, they're making millions off it because the whole country or this whole region was just using that as their currency. And obviously phone credit doesn't really go up and down in price. But I suppose the networks could charge more per minute to call or text. That would drain people's credit quicker. But I thought, God, that's crazy. And that was, I learned about that before cryptocurrency. And I think that was one of the major factors, because I remember thinking, when I first heard about Bitcoin, I was thinking, oh, that country could really do with this. This is like an answer for them, you know, like, fuck phone credit, because like, who the fuck wants phone credit? You want something that you can buy, you know, like stuff off Amazon or eBay, and you know, you want, it's only good for that region. Someone somewhere has to then convert that back into US dollars or something to go and buy something from a shop that doesn't accept phone credit. I don't know, mental really. Your philosophical input was well said. Thank you. When I free flow talk, sometimes I don't listen to myself, so I don't know how I'm sounding. And one of my biggest gripes of watching back my old videos is I will jump from one topic to another. So you'll hear me say things like, yeah, so anyway, I was talking to my wife, Rebecca, and then, oh, that reminds me actually. Oh, yeah, actually, so with Bitcoin Classic, you have to, you know, and I jump from one story to another because my mind's going so quick. So I'm glad that you've said that that was well explained. Thank you for that. Russell says, Tracker, PJ's got a smiley face. Look at that little chubby face. I would still invest in the stock market, though. Look into Vanguard index funds for long-term low-fee investing. Tracker. What does tracker mean, Russell? Hi all, Mr. Zeraldo. I hope I pronounced that right. You need to do TA Gen. Let's have a look. The truth says, built to fuck the world up. LOL. Gareth says, Electrium Monero fork is gunning for the third world countries. Exactly what you just explained, because no banks, just everyone has smartphones. Nice. Yeah, and I think, you know, when you think of these people, I might say something that's completely out of order. But obviously it's not their fault, it's their culture and the way that their unfortunate position. But unfortunately, the way it's heading at the minute is the more educated people in Western countries, or not Western, because a lot of Asia's in it, but more educated, so richer countries, they're learning about Bitcoin. So they're going to have that one step ahead. You know, some of these countries or regions, they don't even have internet properly, you know, so they're never going to see YouTube videos about you should buy this, buy that. They're not going to know about Monero. They're not going to know about Bitcoin. So until someone comes along and says, hey, have you heard about this Bitcoin? Then, you know, they're not going to have the fair chance that they deserve. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. I believe all humans deserve a chance. And if Bitcoin can offer that to people, I think its value is so much more than 11,300. If you see what I mean, I don't particularly care about the US dollar worth, because one day I'm hoping there won't be a US dollar worth. It will just be 1,000 satoshis is worth 1,000 satoshis. If I go to my supermarket and they say, right, your grocery shopping comes to 100 Satoshis, I'm going to sit back and thought, God, it's a good thing I bought 11 million Satoshis, which is only like 0.1 of a Bitcoin now. But I'm going to think, God, I'm so glad that I bought 11 million Satoshis back in 2018 for $1,600. You know, whatever. That's my way of thinking. And I hope that, you know, people in these unfortunate positions around the world can capitalize on that, because it's my belief they're going to be the first countries that have full-blown adoption for this. We're always going to wait back because things are pretty good as they are. We've got contactless cards, and I've said this from the beginning, until Bitcoin becomes as good as my online banking on my phone. Like, I have a business account app on my phone and I have my current account, and if a payment comes out of my current account, I just go into my business account and I go transfer £10. And the money's there. Like, I can literally log out of that app, load the next one up. It's there. It's instant. And I can go to McDonald's with that £10, drive through the drive-through, and they say, right, it's £10, please. I pull my card out and I just tap it on the reader, and it beep, and then it's paid for. And they go, yeah, go on in the next window. That's so easy, so, you know, so fluent, so fast. So for me, and for a lot of people, and you go, what do we need that fucking Bitcoin for? Why do we need that? We've got banks, we've got contactless. But it's my belief that these people in these unfortunate positions, they're going to be the ones that go, oh my God, this is so much better than what we had. This Bitcoin is better than the phone credit that we had, or the you know, overinflated, you know, Zimbabwe US dollar or whatever they've got. And they're going to go full, it's going to be full-blown, full hog adoption. It's going to be all shops except Bitcoin. It'll be them countries that take it first. And there'll be people that thrive in that environment and they will make millions off it. And then once other countries are like, oh, the whole of, I don't know, Africa or something. I'm sorry to use Africa. I don't mean to put them down, I suppose. But once other countries, you know, and people start thinking, well, their whole country runs off a currency that's not owned by the government. You know, and that's when I think they'll actually spur us on. But we'll see. Who will see? This is all Glenn's crystal ball, you know, and I'm just guessing, really. I'm just plucking it out of there. LOL, I'm from Africa, so thank you. What do you feel, Ekil? Do you feel that your whole country could benefit off of running off a blockchain or a cryptocurrency, or do you think the system that you have in Africa is sufficient as it is? I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I've never even been to Africa, so I wouldn't know how the system works. But even countries like Cuba, and Cuba's not I don't know how to word this, not massively poverty country as such, but they are still a communist country. Now that's a whole nother ball game. And I went over to Cuba and I talked a lot to the locals. I was fascinated by how this, you know, communist community works. They don't buy and sell houses, they swap. So I would say, right, do you know what, I'm getting old now, I don't need a 4-bedroom house. And they would go to a young family who've got like a 1-bedroom house, and they'd say, do you want to swap my house? And they have to pay a tax, like something to the government for them to do the paperwork to swap houses. The guy who took us on a horse ride around a beach, the horses had one of those staked imprints on them to say they're owned by the government. Every dollar that I gave the guy, for whatever reason, he said, I have to give this to the government, and the government take all of it. And I said, well, what's the point in you working? What's the point? And he goes, they tell us what jobs we should do, and the money's redistributed evenly, what they see is fair. So whereas like I might earn £3,000 a month or whatever, I'm not saying I do, in case my lovely ex-wife is watching, she knows exactly what I earn because I've had to go through court and declare everything. I actually got a letter from her actually the other day saying, see, look, I've just done that. Let me finish this other story. So he said that the money gets distributed all over the country evenly what the government feels is a fair amount to that person. So your whole faith, your whole financial position in life is all determined by some admin person in the government, which I found fascinating but also scary at the same time. Now, if you had Bitcoin on the other hand, I mean, the government could say, look, if we find out you're using Bitcoin, we're going to come and shoot you. You know, they could say that, I suppose, but they can't say, right, stop using that Bitcoin. We've said, just shut it down, stop it. Because unless they block their whole internet for the country, they can't do anything about it. But that was another use case scenario that I thought was very interesting, and you know, I feel like that country could benefit from Bitcoin and giving their people freedom to say, right, I've earned this and I'm going to keep it and it's all mine, and the government ain't got a fucking touch on it. They can't say anything. You know, this is in my wallet on a secured little nano S or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Lightly tap the like button. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'm sorry if you've clicked on this just wanting to know everything, the ins and outs of Bitcoin private. I've shown already how to actually transfer the coin into the wallet. So there's my Bitcoin private. And the other way, which I haven't even talked about yet, I don't know if you guys remember, I had a whole Z Classic in Trade Satoshi. So I should have one more Bitcoin private with them, but I believe they're going to take a bit of time before they start dishing them out to everyone. Soon as they do, obviously I'll do a video and let you guys know. Well, this is a good question. If you reinvest, does it mean that you are on a new contract? Russell, I think you're talking about Hashflare. Every time you make a purchase, so if you buy a $1,000 contract and then like a week later you reinvest for another $100, that starts a new contract. So you have two contracts running, and that will start 1 year from that day that you bought it. So therefore your contract will run further than the original one you bought. It will go on longer than your original one. So I hope that makes sense. Gareth says, imagine if people in African countries need to walk 10 kilometers to take a bus and then walk another 10 kilometers home just to pay their bills. Oh, and collect the water in a bucket before they return home. I'm sure many of them do that. But then, do these people have access to internet? That's a major thing, because if they haven't, they're or mobile phones. You know, they're not going to know about cryptocurrency until someone comes along and tells them about it. Not sure if banks want crypto base. No air money for landing. Sorry, I don't know what you mean by that either. What do you guys think of ETH mining contracts on Hashflare? Is it worth it? It was worth it. It was actually more profitable than the SHA-256 when Ethereum went up to $1,400. Now it's dropped back down to $855. So it's probably not at the minute. And also you have to take into account that Ethereum, they're looking to do a soft fork, which means no new coin generated. It's just an update, I suppose, if you like, to a software called Casper, I believe, which means it's going to be a proof of stake reward system as opposed to proof of work. Proof of work is where you mine for the fee for each block. Proof of stake is where if I owned 10 Ethereum coins, I stake them and they confirm transactions as they're going on, from my understanding, and your coins then earn like not an interest but a reward. But those coins are locked in. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to take them out today. I'll put them back in the next day. Take them out." You have to leave them in for a set time. Russell Bay, no. Travis says, LOL, that's an inside joke. Yes. So about the ex-wife, they will change the contract, though you don't lose it. So about the ex-wife, actually, obviously it's become an ongoing joke that she's the one who gives me the thumbs down. If you guys go to my, Let's have a little look. Is she watching today? Oh, I can't actually see it. How many people have liked or disliked it. Hopefully you guys, there's 20 of you watching, so hopefully we can get at least 10 to 15 thumbs up. But we make an ongoing joke that she's the one who's always giving me the thumbs down. I always get at least one thumbs down in every video. I got sent a letter that she sent to the court. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this actually. But she sent it to the court saying, since going to court, Glenn has mentioned me and the court process in one of his live videos. And he is also mocking the court system and myself, which is very distressing. And what was the other thing? He's also advising his followers how to avoid paying tax. Something like that, I think. Which actually is the opposite, because as if you guys watch my video, I actually brought up that court process in a video because I said you never know when you're going to have to defend yourself against the taxman, court, whatever, and say, right, well, how much money have you made? How much capital gains you should have paid and all that. And I said, make a record of every transaction you make so you don't get stung by someone later down the line. So I was actually encouraging people to make a record of all their transactions so they don't have to go through what I'm going through. So that was a complete lie. I did mock her personally, I suppose, but don't watch my videos. That's the key, isn't it? But she's going to keep watching my videos because she's going to want to know if I'm making money. If I am, then she's going to ring up and say, Glenn's just made this money. I want 10% of it for child maintenance. Which I suppose is, you know, I shouldn't really get into too much personal detail, but I'm going to, you know, once I cash out and once I start earning profit, I will definitely be declaring it. I've already spoken to an accountant, and before I took them on as my full-time accountant, I said, do you know much about cryptocurrencies? She said, yep, I've got another client that has made profit from cryptocurrency, so I feel confident doing it for you. And I said, well, I haven't actually earned any money from it yet. And she said, well, unless you earn money from it before April, then I don't need to know about it this year, it'll be next year. So I don't know why Tara's watching my videos now because, oh, I've mentioned her name, my ex-wife. I don't know why she's watching the videos now because any money that I make, if I make it after April the 5th, I think, which is only in like 3 weeks' time, it goes into next financial year anyway, so I won't have to declare it until next April, and then I've got until the January to pay for it. So she's talking about 18 months' time. She might get a percentage of what I earn through cryptocurrency. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, that was that story. I got sent a letter today, and it just confirmed to me that it is her watching my videos, and it is her giving me the thumbs down. So Tara, ex-wife, please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If any of you are new to this channel, I recognise a lot of your names actually, so you're probably not. But if any of you are new to this video, please click the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before sort of mid-March, and we're now on March the 3rd, so I've only got, I don't know, 10 more days, I suppose, otherwise I'm not going to hit my goal. But then saying that, I think I'm at 950. Obviously, I've had to block Big Ching, so I've lost one. Rest in peace. 961. So I need 39 more subscribers. Yes, get in. She's a queen. Oh, hang on. You guys have said, okay, stop there. Did I say too much? There are 2 dislikes. Ooh. They will change Ether for LightZ Cash. Damn, Glenn is getting crypto smart. Okay, thanks. There are 2 dislikes. I do feel like, and this is one of my concerns of my videos, sometimes why they're longer. I try and explain things from the beginning because I know there's going to be people that watch one of my videos and they're going to be like, do you know what? I don't even know what is Coinbase. You know, what is GDAX? What's Bitcoin? Or I've heard of Bitcoin. What is it? And they're going to see my videos. And if I'm going to be sitting there going, oh yeah, I transferred it from my Ethereum wallet into Z Classic, and then the private key, and I copy and paste, they're going to be like, what the hell? You know, so I always try and really dumb it down, even though I understand it. I sit there and think, right, if I'm listening to Glenn from the beginning, or if I'm trying to explain this to my 10-year-old son, would he understand what I'm talking about? So I try and dumb it down. It makes me sound like a retard sometimes. People probably think, oh God, this guy don't know what he's talking about. But I do feel like I'm learning a lot, and I am getting smarter, and I hope that comes across in the videos. But that is all part of my journey. You know, I done my video at day one and said, hi guys, I'm completely new to cryptocurrency. I don't even know what Bitcoin is. You know, how do I get into Bitcoin? And my videos have led me all the way up to today to what I know. So I'm hoping to carry on that journey, and you guys can follow that through. Banks, when I assume that meant to say lend money to us, they don't need real money to have in their vault. They like a 10% mandatory of real money, and then they kind of leverage the money they have by factor of 10 or more. I believe that is how a lot of the money goes to like a central place. It isn't actually stored in individual banks, and they almost gamble with each other. You know, they say, right, this is going to go up today, this is going to go down, a bit like we do with day trading in cryptocurrency. But this is why, you know, Bitcoin is fair. That wouldn't happen with Bitcoin. You would buy Bitcoin, it's in your wallet, and that's it. That is the end of the line. There's no, if you transfer that money out of your wallet into something else, that's your decision, unless you've been hacked. And that is up to you. Whereas currently, we give our money to a corporation that we don't know what they do with the money. We don't know if they're going to go bust tomorrow. And it happened in the UK. And if you think, you know, oh, Glenn, that's never going to happen. It did. It happened. We had a bank in the UK called Northern Rock. If you don't know what any of that is, search it up. Northern Rock, one day, was you know, when everything crashed, they had queues of people, and bearing in mind this is Britain, this is Great Britain, one of the I think we're in G7 or G8 top countries, richest countries in the world. People couldn't get their money out. They were going to the cash machine and it was rejecting their card, even though they had the funds in it. And a lot of these people, bless them, were retired people with their life savings. This is the money that they were going to go on a world cruise with. This is the money they're going to leave to their children. They were going to the bank and saying, can we withdraw our money? And they were saying, sorry, we haven't... Sorry. They were saying, we haven't got your money. We don't have it. And they were, what do you mean you don't have it? I deposit to you every week. Where's my fucking money? Give me the money, bitch. You know, and like you said, they were going off, putting all their money into fucking reinvestments, and obviously, you know, these high risk mortgages to, I don't know, they refer to it as something else in America. And obviously all their money just plummeted, like someone who bought at the 20k Bitcoin price and now it's slumped. They were like, well, actually, you know, we've lost half our money overnight. We don't have your money, I'm sorry. And the rest of the money's reserved for like our head guys or whatever, and fucking their bonus payouts. You know, and the government had to step in and they said, right, what we're going to do is we're going to ensure that all banks are insured up to £75,000. So if I had 75 grand and I pay it into a bank, my bank, I shouldn't say the name of my bank. That's a bit dumb. I pay it into them, and that's insured, yeah? So if they went bust, if they crashed, fingers crossed, the government should reimburse me that 75 grand, and then it's up to the bank to sort it out with the government. So we're lucky we're in a country like that offers that. But that wasn't in place until after the big crash of 2008, I think it was. So you know, you may think, yeah, well, I'm safe. You know, I live in Britain, I live in America, I live in, you know, Italy or wherever. Um, you're not. If you deposit 150 grand into a bank and they crash, you're only insured for 75 grand. The other 50% of your money can be lost in the bank. You know, and I know it's very unlikely, and it's only happened a few times in history. But it, you're trusting all your money with someone, either a head person or a group of people that obviously are betting with your money. And if they get it wrong, they get it wrong big. And obviously, they don't lose out. It's the little man. So that's a shame. But hopefully Bitcoin's going to correct all that. So when your contract ends, do you lose that amount of terahash at the end of the contract? Yes, your contract, when you have a year-long contract, so 365 days later, that amount of terahash ends and you're only left with the one that is still carrying on, the reinvestment one, if that's what you're doing. At one point, American banks could give credit by a factor of 39, or the money they had. Not sure what you mean by that. But again, yeah, in this country, a lot of the banks, they refused credit. Now, I had my own business at the time with my ex-wife. We set up a business together. And we were lucky because obviously we got all our bank loans and, you know, bank cards and everything like that before all that happened. And they didn't take that away from us once we got it. And we had a mortgage. I was one of them high risk mortgage people. I managed to get a mortgage. I was unemployed at the time, and my partner was working part time at Pizza Hut as a waitress, and she was at uni most of the time. So, and we still got a mortgage because back then they were just giving mortgages out left, right, and centre. They were like, right, what white British, right? Yep, tick, right. You know, have you got any savings? No. Have you got any deposit? We say, yeah, we borrowed money off an uncle, and we put down, you know, I can't remember how much it was, 13 grand as a deposit, which was big money for us back then. You know, still is now. I wish I had 13 grand now. We put that down as a deposit, and they went, yep, accepted. And we were like, what? Like, how's that happened? Then they just, once the crash happened, they were like, boom, right. Unless you're like 100% legit, or like they were very confident that you were going to pay it back. So pretty much squeaky clean credit rating, no lending money. So then all of a sudden, all these people that are like, look, I'm trying to start a business, but you know, I've never done it before, or I haven't got a good credit rating. The banks were like, you know, sorry, can't do that. You know, we're only lending that to squeaky clean people. I don't know how cryptocurrency is going to get about that. There's going to be a use case, and I know there's some coins out there that are doing this, so please don't all shout at me at once. But at some point, there's going to be a cryptocurrency that is a lending platform, not a BitConnect, you know, where you give them money and they pay you back interest every day. But, you know, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. So if someone needed like 100,000 satoshis, but all the satoshis have been mined, and you know, they're gonna have to go to someone, and they're gonna say, well, look, you know, I haven't got 100,000 British pounds at the minute to buy 100,000 satoshis. Can I borrow some, and I'll pay you back over the next 2 years? There's gonna be shops that set up that loan Bitcoin and either accept Bitcoin payments back, if that's how the whole country starts paying for things, with interest incurred. And that's going to be a new industry as well, you know, payday loans for Bitcoin. At the end of the day, you can make 10,000. She's a coin graver. Get rid of this video. She will hold this as evidence. I don't care. Tyrone, I've got to the point where I consider this a form of social media, which it is. Obviously, it's a video format of social media, so Facebook, Twitter. And when I first separated, I tried my best to shield anything I was doing from her on social media because, one, I knew it upset her, and it was gutting for her to see me happy. You know, it's still to this day, if she sees that I'm happy or successful doing anything, obviously it winds her up, it gets her back up, and it makes her lash out and try and do things to upset me. Normally, that results in her saying, right, you're not seeing the kids this week. But over time, it was like she kept finding stuff out. And I was like, how is she doing this? I've blocked all her friends. I've blocked all her family. My Facebook had about 35 people that were all blocked that used to be friends of mine, you know. And I thought, right, she'll never see anything I post. I'd post a picture of me, you know, like, hey, you know, and she would find it. I would say things to friends and she would hear about it. And it got to a point where I was like, do you know what? I don't fucking care no more. I'm going to say what I want, when I want, to whoever I want. And if she's fucking use it against me some way, I'll face the consequences then. But until someone tells me, Glenn, you're not in a free country where you can't say what you want, then I'll fucking do it. But that's my opinion, and it does get me in trouble. All my friends go, Glenn, why do you put that on Facebook? Why did you say that about her? Why are you trying to wind her up? And I say, you know, I've never believed in hitting women, so I can't do that. I have no financial ties to her really, apart from child maintenance. So I can't do anything. You know, it's just all this, and I just want to express myself freely. I don't want to be like, oh, sorry guys, I can't really talk about that because I might get told off later. You know, fuck that. I'll say what I want when I want. Without trying to offend too many people. 959, you can print your transactions from GDAX and from Binance, the website. You can print your transactions. What do you mean, Gigabit? Nice to see you anyway. Coinbase bad, Bittrex bad. I will clarify with Ethereum turns into POS. They will exchange your contract for an equal one miner, another one like Zcash. On hair flare. Damn that auto-predictive text. Yep, you can give only what you have. That's right. G5. Carolon, see what's happened there. 90% pullback, and the government bailed them out with loans at 8%. My bank, ex-wife, busted, dude. GDAX has a lending feature. Does it? I didn't know that. Maybe you can get a restraining order. No. I've tried that one before. Honestly, I don't really want to get too much into the whole ex-wife thing. I don't mind a bit of banter about it, but I don't know. Unless you guys want to hear that sort of thing, if you want to communicate with me more privately and find out stuff like that, I'm happy to explain it. But there's a lot of people that are probably watching this YouTube video thinking, oh, I just want to hear about the Bitcoin Classic or private, or you know, I don't want to hear about this guy's life. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. But I'll try not to delve too deep into all that sort of stuff. So what I really want to know, getting away from all of that, and really this is what the video should have been from the beginning. Sorry if it's gone on for so long. Is Bitcoin private being exchanged or sold anywhere? That's what I want to know. How much is it selling for? Bitcoin private price. Bitcoin struggles to pass 11k amid low volumes. Bitcoin private price will not tank tomorrow. That was 2 days ago, so no, it hasn't, because it hasn't even been sold yet. Price predictions. You can click the print option in your trade transaction and print. Oh, right, I see. If you want to keep a track record of all your transactions. I didn't know that, Gigabits. That's really useful, actually, because I probably will do that. So then I've always got it as a backup copy of every transaction I've made, so that I can clearly highlight all the losses I've made and try and forget as many positives I made. No, I didn't say that. Be smart, Glenn. Be smart. Right, so any of you guys, have any of you managed to, one, get hold of your Bitcoin private yet? Two, have you been able to sell it anywhere? That's what I want to know. Are any exchanges, you think they would have something set up in place beforehand? Because obviously they must have known, right, it's going to go live today, or this weekend at least. Where's going to be selling it? They did say, oh no. What exchanges will support the... Oh, that's supporting the fork. Whether they're for sale on that site, I don't know. The confirmed supporters, HitBTC is confirmed to list, and we are engaged in active... From what I understand, whenever a new currency or coin comes out, the first one they go to is HitBTC, because they say yes to everyone. That's what I've gathered. And every new coin I see, the first thing they say is, we are now going to be on HitBTC. Yeah, got mine, and some guy said this, but could be BS. Bitcoin private Z pool currently paying 0.02 Bitcoin per Bitcoin private. Ugh, that was a lot of anagrams there. So 0.02, that is $200 worth of Bitcoin, which I hope they do, because then that means I'm even again for where I was before I started this whole Z Classic venture. Yes, and all the interest on your credit card for the business is lost too. So check it out. So, sorry, where did you get that information from, Gareth? You said, yeah, got mine. Some guy said this, but could be BS. BTCP Z pool currently paying... Z pool. Let's have a little look. BTCP Z pool. Donated so far. Oh yeah, so this is interesting actually. Obviously, the we all just estimated that there's going to be 20 million Z Bitcoin private, because it was Z Classic plus the Bitcoin, which equates to about 20 million, maybe just under 21 million. But it's only the people, the people that actually had it in the blockchain at the time of the snapshot. So like I had 0.06 of a Bitcoin, I think, that wasn't on there. It was on GDAX. So I don't know, maybe them coins still get generated, but GDAX receive it. I don't know. But so maybe there isn't that many 20 million. There's going to be a lot of people that have their coins off the blockchain, and in exchanges and stuff like that. So let's have a little look. Bitcoin private. We want Zpool really, didn't we? Zpool, where would that be? That's altpool.pro. Zpool on Twitter. Currently paying. Oh, right. So this is their official. Let's follow them actually. This is their official Twitter page from what I can see. They're saying currently paying 0.02 Bitcoin per Bitcoin private. So you were right, Gareth. Thank you very much for that. If you never said that, I would have never known to look for them. Bitcoin private successfully launched and mining on zpool.ca, one of the only places to convert your Bitcoin private into Bitcoin. So I wonder if you can just sign up to them, but then what are their withdrawal fees and how much does it cost? How would we take you up on this offer? I might just sell you 1 to 2 Bitcoin private. What did they respond to that? Go back. I'd rather keep my Bitcoin private. Too low, should be closer to 0.045. So he's talking about $500 worth. 230, not bad. Should be way higher. When it's 230 people, I'd dump this coin probably. Hope it will increase like the others. Too low, where? DM me. Pretty sure it's just to convert rate of their pool payouts. Don't risk so much shit only to get... Very interesting. If 0.0, I'm very happy. I got 2 bit private. Yay, I will get my loss back from Z Classic. I think that's what we're all hoping for. Let's gain our losses back from Z Classic, goddammit. Someone put on my thing, oh, Glenn, check Z Classic, it's pumping. It's not. It literally hasn't moved. It's in the realms of $10 to the $11, I think. I say that, it's going to show me up now by changing. Z Classic. $11. Let's have a look at the markets. They're all in the $11. $10 to $11. Obviously, the main one's Bittrex. So to be honest, I'm probably just going to leave my Z Classic, because by the time I go and pay the fee to convert that into, I don't know, Bitcoin or something else, I'm going to have to pay a commission. Once I've paid that and obviously lost out some money because of the way that the trading happens, and obviously I'm not an expert, so I'll probably lose money out on that. Then I've got to pay a fee to withdraw that money if I ever need it. I'll probably end up with 0, so I might as well just leave it in there on the off chance that either one day I can buy something with Z Classic or it goes up in value. That's all I can hope for, really, which I doubt it will, because you're going to have this Bitcoin Z Classic, if you like, Bitcoin Z Classic, that we're calling Bitcoin private. So why would anyone use this Z Classic coin? I don't know. I did the contribution pool mining for devs, paid in full. Hodl the Z Classic maybe for another fork in the near future. That's a slim chance, I suppose. I'd hodl. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm just going to keep hold of my Z Classic, forget that it exists, really, and if anything comes of it one day, happy days, but we'll see. So that's interesting, because Gareth has revealed to us that Bitcoin currently, Bitcoin private, is trading for 0.02 of a Bitcoin on Zpool. So in this video, we have set up a wallet. We have set up the private keys. I have received my Bitcoin private, and we've discovered where we can sell it at for what price. So I feel this video has been a success. Really, the video only needed to be 5 minutes long. It's currently been, I don't know, over an hour long. So that just goes to show you what type of content I'm putting out there. Z Classic and Litecoin supposedly having a fork soon. Yes, 2 supposed to be coming. 1 definitely, according to Vincent B. Yeah, well, in that case then, I'll keep hold of it, and we'll just see what happens. I'd love it if it did fork and I gained some more coins for free. I'd love that. And to be honest, I would love to have... I look at CoinMarketCap, and my goal has always been to own one whole cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. But then I look at the other coins, I think, well, I would like to own one whole Ethereum, and, you know, some like Ripple and Bitcoin Cat, like, just to have like literally a portfolio of probably the top 30 at least, with a couple of other ones in there, just on the off chance, and just leave it and see what happens. Just forget they exist, put them in a Nano S and just hide it somewhere and come back to them later, but then just play about with Bitcoin and stuff. Greed. Yeah, that is true, actually. But then I suppose you'd always be thinking, oh, instead of all those shit coins, I could just have more Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the one that I see as the future, and I know that's very common for people to say and think, but it's the one that's stayed true. It's the one that is not controlled. There's no centralization on it. I mean, they were saying the other day, I was watching a video about, obviously, the Vitali or whatever his name is, the guy who pretty much dictates what happens with Ethereum. They said, well, you know, what happens if someone kidnaps his family and they say, right, we want you to do this development on it, or soft fork, so it means that everyone in Russia gets this Ethereum payout and all this stuff. I don't know. And I was thinking, yeah, that's a really good point. Bitcoin has no one accountable for it. And it's the one that people have tried to hack the most, and it's just still there. It's still there. And again, sorry, I'm getting deep again. Someone was talking the other day, and they were saying in a video, they were saying, do you know how hard it is to create something digital online that someone cannot copy and paste? It is so difficult. But Bitcoin's done it. Saying that, someone may one day figure out how to get around it. But for the last 5 years or 7 years or however long it's been about, no one's been able to just copy paste a Bitcoin and make another Bitcoin. No one's been able to do that yet. And I was thinking that is mind blowing, because they were saying with computers, when you copy something, it is a perfect copy. You know, if I try and copy, say, Gigabyte's signature, you would be able to tell how hard I pressed on the paper and the way I curled my G or whatever. When you do it on a computer, it's perfect. And they were saying it's so difficult to create something digital that can't be copied. And Bitcoin has a worth. Forgetting about the currency and store of value, the guy was saying Bitcoin has a worth just because of that. He was saying it's one of the few things in the world that in digital terms cannot be copied. Now you may say, well, actually you've got Bitcoin Cash, they've copied it, you know, and they have, I suppose. They've created another currency that's exactly identical to Bitcoin. So I suppose in that respect it can be copied, but that blockchain that has run with Bitcoin is still running from 7 years ago or whatever. It is still going, chugging along and it hasn't stopped, it hasn't deviated. So if you imagine it as a heartbeat, boom, 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 it has been beating for 7 years and no one has managed to stop it or slow it down. It has just continued to beat with every block that has gone through it and obviously been worked out. That heartbeat has just kept going and going, and no one's been able to stop it yet. And I thought that was really fascinating. It blew my mind when you actually think about it. Be sure to get some Ethereum Classic before Castillo fork in 2 days. Do I want to do that? How much is Ethereum Classic? After this whole venture with, it's put me off. Not put me off hard forks, but you have to tread carefully, because what if I buy? Now this isn't so much of a gamble because Ethereum Classic's only $29. But saying that, if I put it doesn't matter how much it's worth. If I put in $100 into Ethereum Classic and it drops down to $15 per coin after, I've lost 50% of my $100, which is $50. So I have to hope that that Callisto, a coin that I've never heard of and I don't know what it does, I have to hope that it's worth more than $15. So let's have a look at the charts. So this is April 17th. So we're talking a year ago, so one whole year ago. Ethereum Classic was worth at one point $2.65. So you've got to imagine that this is the bottom, if you like. I know it's very unlikely it'll go back down to price because it was a year ago. It's a long time ago in cryptocurrency anyway. You've got to really think more sort of in the last 3 months. What's going to be their low? Their low is, oddly enough, $15. So the chances are, once this hard fork happens, it's going to go down to $15. So do I want to risk 50% of my money in saying that I could probably, you're going to lose that within a day. You have to hope that Callisto is worth that 50%. So I'm not sure. Depending on how much I can get for these Bitcoin privates, I may put some money towards the Ethereum Classic hard fork. Z Classic was worthless before fork news. ETC is not a fork, so it's not the same. I think it's an airdrop, not the same. I'll have to look into that. You should hold a little portion of portfolio in altcoins because they give you 3 to 10 times gains. Well, you would hope so. Monday 8 PM UTC for hard fork. Don't think ETC will fall like Z Classic, so less risk. I would like to think so, but then saying that, on the 6th of February, which is exactly 1 month ago, it was worth $15. So even if you look at, let's look over 1 month. 1 month ago, oh, that was at $15, and then another dip there at $22. Back down to 33. Its all-time high was 40 something, and it has slowly dwindled down. Now it's at $29. So it's really hard, guys, because obviously I can only base my experiences on the one hard fork, and that's this one. And if you remember rightly, Z Classic actually dropped in price. And I was looking at one of the exchanges, I think it was HitBTC or it was Bittrex. They said, we will not be honouring the Ethereum Classic hard fork to Callisto because they've only just approached us today and asked us, will we honour it, when we have a very rigorous testing process before we accept a coin on our exchange, and they haven't given us enough time, so we will not be honouring it. So that's quite a big blow, I suppose. And it makes you wonder what's going on with that development team. They've known about this for a while and they haven't approached an exchange yet and said, will you honour this for our supporters? So that makes me worried a bit. They're my concerns. Z Classic, that obviously that's the fork there. But actually, if you'd bought it like the day before, you know, it went down to $60 at one point, I believe. Or was it a couple of days before? Yeah, there you go, $60. So I think, I should have bought it then. So should I wait with Ethereum Classic? Because I'm not that fussed about take apart. I'm going to keep an eye on Ethereum Classic between now and obviously the hard fork, which only, no, it's in like a day and a half. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on the price tomorrow and obviously the price of Bitcoin private and see where they're at. If I can sell one and buy, you know, some Ethereum Classic, then does anyone know how many coins you get for it? Sometimes it's 1 for 1, sometimes it's like 10 for 1. Let's see have they got a Twitter? Callisto. Is this the right one? Combat sexual assault. I don't think that's the right one. Have I spelled it right? Let's look for Ethereum Classic. These are all... I'm going to have to look into that, guys, because I can't do it while I'm talking to you at the same time. Time to average down on Z Classic. I would always clean the wallet before doing the private key import anywhere. Don't do the Monero 5V fork, sorry. They want your private keys from your wallet for the deposit of stealing scams so they can get your Monero. There is a Monero fork coming in a few days' time. Time to... No. Yes, so you're right. That was one of the concerns. I don't know if that is going to happen. You know, they're going to try and get hold of your private keys to just obviously steal your money. I'm not saying that is happening, and I don't know if that is the case, but that is one of the concerns. But then, you know, really, this could be a concern of Bitcoin private as well. I would love it if Bitcoin private is worth more than, you know, $200, $300, something like that. I'd be really happy with that. I feel like it was all worth it. If it's worth less than that, I'll feel like, I might as well just stay as I am. But I've learned a lot. I've learned how to access private keys from a wallet. I didn't know how to do that before. I've learned how to buy on an exchange, how to sell on an exchange, about withdrawal fees on an exchange. So this whole process has taught me a lot. But that has cost me $500. So, bit of a steep learning curve. Hopefully, if these are worth, like I say, $200, then I'll make that $500 back. And then the whole process has cost me nothing. Hopefully, I'll make some profit off it. I mean transfer my coins into a new wallet. The only wallet though, unless, do you mean download another wallet from Bitcoin Private? Because nowhere else accepts it just yet. So where would you transfer it to? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. Anyone get on the Litecoin fork into Litecoin Cash? I'm sitting on some Litecoin Cash. I don't know what to do with them. Sell them. Sell them. Yeah, that is a good idea actually. Yeah, because then obviously I haven't got to give them the private keys. I can just transfer the money. Good idea. I think that's it from me, guys. I've achieved everything I wanted to in this space of this video, and I've talked a lot about my personal life, and I've gone deep into my philosophy on what I believe Bitcoin will be and what it will do. So I've probably gone into a lot more than I was planning to today. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've agreed with anything I've said in this video and you believe this content has been helpful in any way. Please, if you can, share this my YouTube channel through social media. I much appreciate if we can get some new subscribers in. If there's anyone that you know is new into cryptocurrency and they're like, well, I don't know where to go or what to do, you know, you can always send them my way. There's the Telegram group chat, which is in the description down below. Feel free to join it. I think we're just under 100 members now, something like that. Glen, do you have any kids with the ex-wife? People still want to know about her. Yes, 2 children. They're actually with me tonight, actually. They're staying tonight, which is nice. I haven't seen them for 3 weeks. You did fine. Thanks, mate. I've taken a lot of advice from you, Raw. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a few things happening on my screen. I probably shouldn't declare it over the internet. There's a few things happening on here that wasn't happening before, so hopefully I'm not giving anything away. See ya and good luck to all. Gareth, 2-hour stream. Thanks, Glenn. Now we need to have a good exchange to sell these beats. Has it been 2 hours? Time goes quick when you're having fun with a load of strangers from YouTube. Thank you to, I'll say this because you guys have stuck it out through to the end, and if you have watched this 2-hour long video, then you must be a pretty dedicated fan. Thank you to every single one of you. I know some of you may not be in the Telegram group chat, but I do recognise names now, and I see your comments on YouTube. I see you add me on Twitter, Facebook, people messaging me privately and offering me tips and advice and suggestions. Glenn, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Glenn, you should change this about your videos. Leave out your private life, bro. 2-hour stream. I'm happy to share as much of my private life with the world for anyone who wants to hear it. If enough people said, Glenn, we don't want to hear about it, it's fucking boring, then yeah, I wouldn't talk about it. But if people keep asking me questions, I'm happy to oblige. I feel like I'm in a stage in my life now. I have nothing to hide. I'm not doing anything wrong. So I can, unfortunately, walk around with this sort of freedom. I can say and do what I want within, you know, certain contexts and certain without upsetting or offending people, I suppose. But yeah, if you guys ever want to know anything about me, unless it compromises me security or financially, I'm happy to share it. So ask me any questions you like. I just want to say, and I know sometimes I do videos and I say it really quickly and I say, yeah, thanks for all the support, but I actually want to do like a really genuine one. Thank you so much to all the support out there. All of you guys in this group chat especially, but then I know there's a lot of people that they're going to message me later saying, Glenn, when are you going live? And I'll say, oh, I already did it. And they'll go, oh, for God's sake, I missed it. There seems to be a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz about when I do videos now, which is great. It gives me the best feeling in the world. I say to my wife, oh, someone's just messaged me saying, can I please do another video? And she says, Glenn, you did an hour and a half long video. Who the hell wants to listen to you talk for an hour and a half? And I say, yeah, I know. It is mind-blowing, and it's a massive compliment from all of you guys that stick by me, that want more from me, you know, and just getting involved, helping me. I'm really overwhelmed by it. I've never had such a large I've never had such a mass amount of people that are all rooting for me, if you know what I mean. You know, I've done charity events in the past. You have friends and family that set out and like they say, oh yeah, I hope you do really well and that. But when you've got like 600 to 1,000 people all saying, hey Glenn, really like content, oh, I like what you're doing, I like what you say, I trust, you know, da 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 da, that it's a massive pressure. I feel like I can't slip up now. I feel like I'm under an immense to perform and to be honest and true, and which I am going to be. I just feel like someone may say, oh, you've slipped up there, you said this the other day when you said that, and you're just doing this for this. I'm trying to keep it all together. So someone's put, set up a Discord, I will donate some Bitcoin for it. I haven't even looked into this Discord. To be honest, PJ, if you guys don't know, which you won't do, it was a private chat. PJ said to me, Glenn, if I help you get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of today, will you set up a Discord? And I said, yeah, go for it. Which, you know, if enough people wanted it, I would set up a Discord anyway. But, you know, I thought, see if he can help me along. And my subscribers did go up about 15, I believe, that within that time frame. It was probably about half a day. So I thank you a lot for that, PJ. It's really kind of you to put yourself out there like that for me. So I will definitely look into it. I'm going to honour what I said anyway. Don't worry about the donate Bitcoin. You can if you want. I'll never say no to anyone's free money. But don't worry about feeling like I'm only doing it because you donate money. I'll just do it anyway. I will look into it at some point and set up a Discord. If that's something you guys really want, I know a lot of cryptocurrency people are doing that, so I'll try and do the same. I'll donate Neo gas. I don't think I've got any Neo. Unless it's in Exodus, I don't think I've even got access to it, so I won't bother. That's it from me, guys. I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for all your patience, your time, your energy, your compliments, putting me right when I'm wrong. I thank you for all of that. I look forward to chatting to you all in the Telegram before I go to sleep tonight. It's 20 to 11. I've got to be up early tomorrow. So I'm going to go to bed now. Thank you very much for all your support. I can't say it enough. I want to get that out there really before I hit 1,000 subscribers, because I'll do another video like saying stuff like that. The reason I'm saying this right at the end of the video, sorry, I'm blabbering on now. The reason I'm saying this at the end of this video is because you've just stuck by with me for a 2-hour-long video. You've heard about my personal life. You've heard me blabber on about things I don't know anything about. And I think for you to do that, you must be a very dedicated. You either like me or you like the content I'm producing. And if you like either of those, I thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'll leave it there. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll probably do one, well, tomorrow probably, because hopefully Bitcoin Private will be up for sale, and I will do a video of me trying to send it to the exchange that accepts it and how much I get for it and all that sort of stuff. So I will see you again. Team BitGlen, go Team BitGlen. I love Team BitGlen. That's a scam. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.